expecting anyone to come around to watch me practice, especially after what happened last week. They didn't tell you what happened last week, did they? Because if they had told you, you wouldn't be here. It wasn't my fault, though. I mean, I can hardly be blamed if people insist on sitting 2 yards away from where I'm practicing. It was only a matter of time when someone was going to get killed. I mean, hurt slightly. Anyway, that's not what we're here for today. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests, Charles and Gagan. Today I'm here on behalf of the World Cricket Organization, and I'm here to talk to you about cricket. But before I start that, I'd like you to try and picture a scene. Imagine you're in Sussex, maybe Wiltshire, great country scene, rolling hills, away to your left, there's a pub, over to your right, church spires, and in front of you, in the clearing, people wearing white, playing our national game, the greatest game in the world, cricket. Strangely enough, as great as that game is, it's hard to believe sometimes that it's actually the second most popular sport in the entire world. Do you know that there are 2.5 billion people that watch cricket? 2.5 billion people. Kind of surprising, I would say. So, how did that happen? I'm going to explain what's cricket's development. I'm going to talk about how it started, talk about its growth, and what it's like today. So, as it happens, cricket started entirely by accident 467 years ago. There was a farmer who was really angry with one of his workers, a 13-year-old boy. And by punishment, as was allowed in those days, he picked up a rock to throw it at the boy as punishment. The boy happened to be holding a stick. And in panic, he turned around and swung to defend himself. And the rock flew 30, maybe 40 yards, and hit some unfortunate guy on the head, knocked him out cold. As it happens, this unfortunate guy was actually a very well-known notorious criminal that this had been people for a long time. So the boy was actually a hero. And in the news the next day, the guy's name was actually Crick. So the news the next day, big headlines, Crick hits. The church loved him in the game. The aristocracy loved him in the game. And it became a very favourite pastime amongst the aristocrats. They loved it for 3 reasons. Firstly, it wasn't very strenuous. There was no sort of running around or sweating. Secondly, it was very self-selecting. The only way you could play cricket was if you owned vast amounts of lands. Therefore, riff-raff weren't allowed in. And thirdly, it wasn't dangerous. It wasn't like boxing, where you get your head whacked out, or football, which was then basically a street ball, or riding horses, where you could fall and kill yourself. So it was all about the aristocracy, and so it progressed. Eton played Harrow, Winchester played St Paul's, Oxford played Cambridge, but best of all, girls could play. And girls were really good. And in fact, I have to take this quote. So the first game played by women was such a big deal, it made the national news. And I'm going to read out exactly what the report said. This is from the Mercury, July 1745, so a long time ago. A great match was played in this part of England on Friday, the 26th of June, 1745, on Gosden Common, near Guildford, between 11 maidens of Bramley and 11 maidens of Hambledon, all dressed in white. The Bramley maidens had blue ribbons in their hair, and Hambledon maids had red in their hair. The Bramley girls got 117 notches, and Hambledon girls 127. The girls both ran and batted with great enthusiasm, and almost as well as any man could. So those are the good old days of cricket. But it's changed a lot now. It was exported to lots of different countries. And now what's happened is a whole bunch of South Africans, West Indians, Pakistanis, Australians are starting bowling the ball fast. very, very fast. Probably see, this ball, it's pretty hard. And when you're playing at the top level of cricket, from when the bowler sends this ball towards you, to when it could be hitting you here, or here, or here, is under half a second. So you have half a second to decide whether to hit the ball with the bat or duck and run for your life. Luckily, the cricket authorities have been very smart as well to try and keep up with this changes. So, as they noticed, for example, that people were going around with broken legs, they introduced pads to protect their ankles. And as it became apparent that people were breaking their fingers quite a lot, out came gloves to help. And when quite by chance they realized that cricketers were having less children than other people around them, these became pretty popular. But don't let that put you off. Cricket is really an extremely safe sport. Only one spectator actually has died in the entire history of cricket. I mean, sadly, 14 batsmen have been killed, but only one spectator. And he was actually 106 years old, and he actually fell asleep in the match and at the end of the season, and people forgot he was there. So, you can't play the game for that. So what I'd like to say to you is, cricket is a national sport. It's safe for men, women, children. Everyone can go out and play. Everyone can go out and enjoy it. And I'd love everyone to spend the entire time of summer playing cricket. Thank you.